Christian Seager, the head of maths at Alcester Academy in Alcester, Warwickshire. I've been teaching maths now for 13 years and I've been the head of maths at Alcester for the last 4 years. We've always used Pearson Edexcel for GCSE mathematics, and we've been now running the collaborative hub for Pearson at Alcester Academy for the last 4 years. The main challenges we faced as a school in delivering the new 9-to-1 GCSE mathematics was one, which tier to choose for the pupils, the time in which we had to deliver that content, and the ramping of the content in terms of the mathematics. The way we as a department dealt with these challenges was first, every member of the department being completely positive. The students were key in terms of delivering the results. If we were positive as a team, the students would come along with us, and they did. In terms of delivering the content, particularly for the 3, 4, 5 borderline students, we concentrated on the crossover topics between the higher and the foundation scheme of work. What we changed as a department at Key Stage 3 in order to prepare the students best for the new GCSE was to ramp up the mathematics taught in the classroom. Alongside this, we needed to change the assessments to match this ramping up within the lessons. To best prepare Year 10 for their GCSE, we've ensured that their assessments are 3 full papers, just like what they will expect to see at the end of Year 11. Again, their lessons are ramped up in terms of the standard of the questioning, and the 3, 4, 5 borderline are heavily concentrating on the crossover topics. The approach we took with Year 11 from their first day back in September was to offer as much support and intervention as we possibly could. These included tutor time mathematics, Saturday schools, which we run once or twice a half term, small group intervention, the super group, where we put all of our 3, 4, 5 borderline in one room with experienced members of staff, heavily concentrating on the crossover topics, which enables us to delay our decision on whether it's higher or foundation for these key students. In order to tackle problem solving, which is such a large element of the 9-to-1 GCSE, we ensured the tutor time activities are directed to looking at these style problems. So this additional time that we have during the school day is heavily focusing on these key type of questions. The resources and the materials we used, in addition to the mocks, sample and practice papers, were the bronze, silver, gold papers that we found on the Emporium. The secure mocks from Pearson are used at Alcester Academy as formal examinations. We use them just before Christmas and around Easter time. The tier of entry decision for the 9-to-1 was completely different compared to under the previous GCSE. For the 3, 4, 5 borderline students, we kept that decision right up until Easter time. The year was concentrating on the crossover topics and how they performed on those crossover topics, and when we had an idea of where they were at in terms of the success on those crossover topics, that's when we made the tier entry decision for those students. The support we as a school received from Pearson throughout all of this GCSE change has been excellent, right from the local support from the local representatives to the Emporium and Graham and his team down in London. We felt that the final assessment was very fair, and the preparation in terms of the secure mocks really did prepare us for that final assessment. We ended with 91% 4+, 76% 5+, but more importantly, a superb progress 8 of 0.9. And the work that we did working alongside Pearson in terms of preparing our students for those final exams enabled us to succeed and get those great results. The success in terms of the results that came from Alcester Academy Maths Department was down to the positivity from every member of my team. The students, the staff, did not know what that end examination was going to look like, but the positivity, the constant camaraderie amongst the team ensured that we kept the students going right to the end. The reason we at Alcester Academy use Pearson Edexcel for GCSE mathematics is purely down to the support that is offered. Prior to the 9-to-1 starting, the preparation that was there in terms of supporting the schools and the ongoing support from the local representatives and Graham and the team in London and the Emporium is second to none.